Very good morning to one and all. So today's lecture we discuss about the model number 2, amplitude modulation and demodulation. The lecture series Principle of Communication Engineering. Lecture number 10, we start with the double sideband suppressed carrier. In previous lecture number 9 we discussed about the full wave AM signal or AM modulation or double sideband full carrier wave. So AM signal in double sideband full carrier wave can be represented mathematically VAM Vc sin omega c plus m Vc divided by 2 cos omega c minus omega mt minus omega Vc divided by 2 cos omega c plus omega mt, where Vc is the amplitude of the carrier wave and m is the modulation index, omega c is the carrier frequency of the carrier wave and omega m is the frequency of modulating signal. So this equation represented by the full wave carrier modulation technique. So double sideband full carrier wave can be represented by this mathematical equation. If we calculate the power component which is to be required for the carrier, so that is can be given by the relation the power in terms of the power of amplitude modulation. The relation can be given by power of amplitude modulation equal to power of carrier bracket 1 plus m square divided by 2 bracket complete. So m is the modulation index. So this equation second gives the relation between the power power of amplitude modulation and power between the carrier wave. The power requirement to the carrier component which is required. So power requirement to the carrier PAM divided by 1 plus m square divided by 2. So this equation gives the power requirement which is required to the carrier component. Let the modulation index to be considered unity. So we can put equation 3 m is equal to 1. So we get the power of carrier wave is 2/3 of the amplitude power or this. So thus 2/3 power of total AM can be utilized by the transmission of the carrier component only. Carrier component, and which does not transmit or bear any message, does not message any message. So insignificant saving the power requirement can be achieved by suppressing the carrier transmission. So if you observe this equation in double sideband suppressed carrier, Vc sin omega c of t plus m into Vc divided by 2 cos omega c minus omega of t minus m divided by Vc divided by 2 cos omega c plus omega of t. So in this equation the only two components which carried the information LSB and USB. If we think about the power requirement for the only carrier component, it is utilized out of total power, 2/3 power is utilized by the carrier component to carry the carrier component, but this carrier component does not carry the information, any information or message. So when we think about the saving the power requirement, when we discuss about saving the power requirement, in terms of double sideband full carrier wave, that time can be achieved, this can be achieved, power saving in double sideband full carrier wave can be achieved by suppressing. Suppressing means we can completely removing by suppressing the carrier before the transmission. Carrier before the transmission. So that is the objective of double sideband suppressed carrier, to saving the power, because 2/3 of the power is utilized out of the total AM power to only transmit the carrier wave, and which is does not very efficient way. So to saving the power, we use the double sideband suppressed carrier. So thus this process, first variant of basic AM term double sideband suppressed carrier technique, instances of instantaneous voltage double sideband suppressed carrier may be related. So voltage to be related in instantaneous voltage, that is in double sideband suppressed carrier, VAM minus VC sin omega c of t. So from equation 1 we can put the value of VAM. So we get the instantaneous value of double sideband suppressed carrier. So MVC divided by 2 cos omega c plus omega m of t minus MVC divided by 2 cos omega c minus omega m of t. When we observe this equation number 5, we have removed the carrier component. So we can, by using the double sideband suppressed carrier, we can save the powers. So this question will be asked, what is the need of double sideband suppressed carrier? So from this equation we can conclude that the double sideband suppressed carrier saving the power in terms of the remove the carrier component. So whenever we deal with the next question, after 2/3 power is utilized only for the to carry the transmit carrier component, to transmit the carrier component, then why still AM will be used? The significance of this answer, the power saving in case double sideband suppressed carrier does not come without price. DSB technique accordingly adds some complexity at the receiver to point recover the message. Depending upon the application, we can go either AM or DSB-SC double sideband. Suppose this application requirement cost is receiver needs to be significantly low, then AM is preferred. In the AM broadcasting, if the application meant for point-to-point service, then we go to the double sideband suppressed carrier. So whenever we considering the cost effective, then we go to the full wave amplitude modulation, means double sideband full carrier wave. And whenever we go to the broadcasting from point to point, that time we use the double sideband suppressed carrier. So this is the question, and why still will be used. So that is the answer. Then we can represent the time domain graph. So frequency spectrum of DSB-SC waves. So if we draw the DSB-SC waveforms in frequency domain, that time we get so this is the amplitude of modulating signal VM, and this is the amplitude of instantaneous amplitude of your double sideband suppress carrier signal. So this is a T. So instantaneous voltage of resulting amplitude given by, so instantaneous voltage for a double sideband suppressed carrier is sine theta or A sine omega c into t. Put the values MVC sine omega m into t sine omega c of t. So this is equation number 6. This equation can be expanded into given. So we can write this equation in two components, LSB and USB, DSB, SC. So instantaneous voltage M divided by 2, M into Vc divided by 2 cos omega c minus omega m of t minus m into Vc divided by 2 cos omega c plus omega m of t. So this is the equation number 7. When we write the component in double sideband suppressed carrier, the carrier component is removed and information can be transmitted only in two components. One is the LSB and second one is the USB. Thus the equation contains only two terms, namely LSB and USB, and bandwidth requirement is twice of the modulating frequency. So bandwidth requirement, bandwidth can be calculated. So bandwidth requirement DSB SC is equal to, so bandwidth is equal to DSB SC. So B stands for the bandwidth of the double sideband suppressed carrier. So FC plus FM minus FC minus FM, then it is twice of the modulating frequency. So bandwidth of the double sideband suppressed carrier is twice of the modulating frequency. So this is equation number 8. So the frequency spectrum which is shown, which consists two discrete frequencies which is separated by twice FM. So we can draw the frequency spectrum for the double sideband suppressed carrier. So this is where FC minus FM, and this is FC, and this is FC plus FM. So this is lower sideband component, this is upper sideband component, and these two frequencies are separated by twice FM. So frequency spectrum which is shown in this figure. So this is a figure A, frequency spectrum of the DSB SC waves. So this is the which separated the two component by frequency twice FM. So time domain representation also will be discussed about here. How to represent the DSB SP waveform in time domain. So time domain representation of the DSB SC wave. So time domain representation we can see here. Amplitude on y-axis, so this is your amplitude modulated signal Vm sine omega of t. This is a maximum amplitude Vmax, which is equal to modulating voltage. Minimum is equal to 0. This is a time domain. So this is a carrier signal and this is your modulating signal. Here the phase is changed into 180 degree. So this is a time domain representation. Time domain representation of DSB SC wave. Now we can calculate a total power in DSB SC. So total power in DSB SC modulated is equal to total sum of power contained in two components. One is a LSB and second one is the USB. So power in double sideband suppressed carrier is equal to amplitude of lower sideband component divided by amplitude square amplitude of upper sideband divided by 2. So where the all voltages are in RMS values. So this is the equation number 8. So these all values are in RMS and R is the resistance value. So in which the power is dissipated. So power of LSB is equal to power of USB is equal to, we can write down RMS value of the sideband. So put the value RMS value of M into Vc square under root 2 divided by 2 under root 2 whole square divided by R. So when we calculate the power of lower sideband, it is a MC Vc divided by 2 divided by under root 2. So we get power M square Vc square divided by 4 into 2R. So by putting the equation value in this 8, so we get the total power in DSB SC is equal to M square divided by 4 Vc square divided by 2R plus M square divided by 4 power contained in double sideband suppressed carrier is equal to M square divided by 4 Vc square divided by 2R plus power contained in upper sideband m square divided by 4 Vc square divided by 2R. So power contained in double sideband suppressed carrier is 1/2 of the power of carrier component into m square. So this is the equation which represent the relation between the power contained in double sideband suppressed carrier and the power contained in carrier wave. So the total power of modulated in double sideband suppressed carrier wave, unmodulated carrier wave is known. So from this equation, when we put m is equal to 1, only 50% maximum unmodulated carrier waveform is required to transmit. So 1/3 constitute of the 50% unmodulated carrier waveform can be saved. So when we put m is equal to 1, modulation takes 1, then we can say that the power requirement to transmit the double sideband suppressed carrier to transmit the information is half of the your carrier wave. So from this equation it is clear that the power requirement, the power related to the double sideband suppressed carrier modulated wave to the unmodulated carrier power is interesting. The maximum power in double sideband suppressed carrier is Pc divided by 2 when m is equal to only 50% unmodulated carrier waveform is required here. So we consider one of the numerical on this base. So numerical based on double sideband suppressed carrier. A carrier wave amplitude modulation, a 400 watt carrier is amplituded modulated to a depth of modulation. Depth of modulation means modulation index is given here. Depth of modulation of 100%. Calculate total power in case AM and DSB-SC technique. To better understanding the concept, and second requirement, if the depth of modulation change, so if the depth of modulation, so small m, if it change, modulation change, the depth of modulation change up to 75%, then how much power is saving? Then how much power in watt to be calculated is required for transmitting the DSB-SC wave. Compare the powers required in double sideband suppressed carriers in both cases and comment the reason for changing the power. So first we calculate the power requirement. So here given, first we will write down carrier power is given, it is 400 watt, and modulation index, that is m is equal to 1. So total power for full carrier wave is, our full AM modulation is given by Pc is equal to 1 plus m square divided by 2. So we put the values. Carrier wave power is 400 watt, modulation is 1, so which is to become out 600 watt. So power required for the full wave amplitude modulation is 600 watt, and total power in double sideband suppressed carrier by given the relation power requirement in double sideband suppressed carrier is half of the carrier wave and modulation index is 1. So put the values of M and PC. 400 divided by 2 into 1 square, so 200 watt power required to carry the double sideband suppressed carrier waves. So thus power saving in double sideband suppressed carrier in watt, power in full amplitude modulation minus power in double sideband suppressed carrier. So power in amplitude modulation requires 600 minus 200, so 400 power can be saving, 400 watt power can be saving, 400 watt power can be saving. Now second, what is the power required if the modulation index will be changed when M is equal to 0.75? That time the total power required for to transmit the double sideband suppressed carrier PC is equal to M square divided by 2. So M is equal to 0.75, carrier power 400 watt into 0.75 square divided by 2. So it is 120.5 watt. So the power requirement in this case lower than the M case. So to total power double sideband suppressed carrier also depend the modulation index. So it will be maximum that 1/3 total power of the when M is equal to 1, or when M is less than 1 the power requirement is less. So from this conclusion we also numerical the power requirement is depending upon the modulation index. So less will be the modulation index, that time the power requirement is also less. So in this lecture we discuss about the double sideband suppressed carrier. Thank you very much.